Hey, it's Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What's up, guys? Vincent Valentine EX Turk with back-to-back theory videos while I'm still cooking. And, so another theory that I have now is what stuff from the compilation is canon and what's not. Well, I guess this is not a theory video, most likely. This is actually just more of a topic of what could be canon and what could not. Now let's go down the lines of stuff that's not canon. There is no Deep Ground from Dirge of Cerberus. There is no Vice to Accumulate. No Nero the Sable. No Genesis Rhapsodus. No Angeal Heal-A. Even though, in my opinion, Angeal is the one who gave Zack a Buster Sword. So that means there's not going to be no second class Zack in any of the cutscenes. So, I mean, would there still be a Wutai world? There'd be like brief mention of the Wutai world, but the only people that'd be known as the heroes of the Wutai War would be Zack, Fair, and Sephiroth, because anything Tetsuo Norma redeems that's not from the original game will not be in there, of course, and what he said. So it will change a lot, but from what we know is that Zack fights Sephiroth and loses his battle with Sephiroth. Cloud picks up the Buster Sword. And Cloud defeats Sephiroth like normal, like in the normal game. So pretty much the only thing that could be canon would be the thing that Tetsuo Norma made himself. And the thing that Tetsuo Norma made himself was the anime OVA Last Order. So Last Order is the only thing that's going to be considered canon. So it happened the same way Last Order did. Zack and Sephiroth have an epic battle between each other. Loses. Cloud picks the Buster Sword, and Hojo sees Cloud is worthier than Zack is, and pretty much turns Cloud into a Sephiroth clone. That's how come Cloud could feel Sephiroth all the time. So that's going to stay in there. Sephiroth's going to get a different way too. So there's Sephiroth's going to get the one wing a lot earlier because Sephiroth is going to go through some changes in the remake of Final Fantasy VII. But what is canon would be that happened. So the Wutai War would change. There would be no Angeals. Zack would be first class soldier, and Sephiroth would work with Sephiroth and pretty much win the war for Shinra. And and Wutai would lose independence against Shinra. Then years later, because it's like 5 years if you played Crisis Core, Sephiroth discovers an old Nibelheim reactor. Sephiroth discovers a Nibelheim reactor, and pretty much same events happen. The Nibelheim gets burned to the ground by Sephiroth. Zack goes around, and Tifa still gets hurt really badly. And so that still happens. That still happens. So yeah, Zack fights Sephiroth, loses to Sephiroth, bam. Then we got Cloud pick up the Buster Sword, defeating Sephiroth. Sephiroth goes into the live stream. Everything that happened in the Last Order OVA would be what happened in there. Anything that comes from Dirge of Cerberus, that would be considered. Okay, so Crisis Core, so there's not going to be no Avid Children, so there's no after story. So we don't know. The only after stories that you see Midgar and Ruins at the end of the Final Fantasy VII game, because that's the only thing that happens. So after Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Remake happens. That story plays out the way the new continuity plays. And then after the continuity plays, it skips Avid Children. And tell you the truth, there's nothing that Dirge of Cerberus really does not happen. The only thing that could be adapted from Dirge of Cerberus that would be considered canon would be all of Vincent and Lucretia's scenes together, because Vincent's role does play deeper, and I'm pretty sure Tetsuo Norma is trying to make a better Final Fantasy VII than the original. So they're gonna put more scenes between Lucretia and Vincent, because that's how Sephiroth was born. In this one, they'll show you the birth of Sephiroth. and the what supposedly death of Lucretia, and Lucretia is immortal thanks to the Genova cells. So, Lucretia puts herself inside of a crystal, just like Vincent, and we don't know what's going to really happen to Vincent in this canon. If he's going to lock himself in a casket, or he's just going to be a rogue that goes after anyone who works for Shinra to get revenge on Shinra for what they did to the woman he loved. So, Lucretia and Vincent scenes will still be around, even if it's just that one that you see in the original game in the Waterfall Cavern, where you get Vincent's final limit break. I don't know if it's going to play out the same way or different, or you actually get to play the cutscenes and see what happens. Maybe there'll be a fight between Vincent and Hojo, Turk, Vincent, and Hojo, that you have to fight. Boss battle. Maybe a boss battle between the flashback scenes. So, I guess it's actually a shorter video. But, than all the other videos I made. But, I get those are the things that could be canon. Avid Children is a sponge. There is no Before Crisis. The only Turks that are known in this new continuity are the ones you see in Final Fantasy VII. Elena, Reno, Rude, and Sung. Vincent Valentine meets Lucretia. Lucretia gets pregnant with Hojo's child, and Hojo's child is Sephiroth. That happens. Zack dies. Zack goes through the Wutai War, fights Sephiroth in Nibelheim. Zack gives Buster Sword to Cloud, and Cloud carries on the legacy of Zack. He even thinks he's Zack, considering we're going to get the cocky, arrogant Cloud we all loved in the original game. So, those are the continuity changes that's going to really happen. That we could say that the only thing from old canon that could be pretty much canon are those events, So, technically, only some parts of Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus have any way or continuity to the remake of Final Fantasy VII. Avid Children is expunged. There is no Avid Children. So, with all that, may the crystal be with you. I gotta finish these tacos up. So, there's a nice discussion to have. But only certain parts of Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus is now canon. So if you want to look for canon material, for Crisis Core, I wouldn't be playing Crisis Core. I'd go watch the anime OVA, even though it's in Japanese only, that Tetsuo Norma made, The Last Order. And there's not very much in Dirge of Cerberus' canon besides the Vincent and the past Turk, Vincent, and Lucretia interactions with each other. So I can't really go recommend any material that goes on that, except maybe some fan novels that go deep into that thing, into that thing. Maybe the Eris novel from the livestream.net has a little bit of, has a little bit of that in there. So, because there's like everybody's memories, even Hojo's memories, which Hojo's memories do contain Vincent Valentine and Lucretia, since those are the biggest roles Hojo's actually played in the game, besides being one of the big bosses. But nonetheless, I would recommend some fan novels, and for if you want to get involved in this new canon, and I'd go look up Final Fantasy VII, The Last Order, which has Zack's battle with Sephiroth. Those would be considered canon. I would not go buy Dirge of Cerberus or Crisis Core if you're looking for canon. But if you want to go buy those games just on the fact that they're fun to play and you like the older canon, then I'd do so. But if you're looking to look for this new canon and see what's continuity, I just go look at The Last Order and a few Final Fantasy fan novels that explain in detail what happened and some of those cutscenes, like the Lucretia and Vincent interactions. So may the crystal be with you. And those are my resurrections. Also, The Man in the Black Cape or Cloak is also a good fan novel too, by N.J. Gallagher as well, for new canon.
Ayy, I like bitch, you was your mess. Ayy, can't keep my dick in my pants. Ayy, my bitch don't love me no more. Ayy, she kicked me out on life, bro.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah. Ayy. Yeah. Ayy. Yeah. Ayy. Yeah.